Get this, 90%. According to food business founder Sahil Khanna, 9 out of every 10 people in this industry are basically flying blind. They have no idea what their own profit and loss statement even looks like. They're just pulling cash out of the drawer to pay for their own bills with zero clue about the financial health of their business.
So, the big question is, how do you make sure you're in that other 10%? You know, the ones who actually make it? How do you build a business that's not just another sad statistic? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
We're diving deep into the founder's playbook for what might just be the biggest opportunity in India's food scene right now, the food truck gold rush in Tier 2 cities. This is your step-by-step guide to doing it right from day one.
If you want to understand just how huge the potential is, you just have to hear the story about a soup seller in Avantika. This guy built an absolute empire. I'm talking multiple houses, cars, sending his kids to study abroad, all from selling soup for as little as 40 rupees a bowl. It's just proof that in these markets, you can build massive success on the simplest of ideas.
But here's the real kicker, the key insight. It didn't happen in a year. That soup empire took 2 decades to build. And that right there introduces the single most important ingredient we're going to talk about today, consistency. So, how do we turn that idea into a real plan?
Let's start at the very beginning, the foundation, your legal and location strategy. Seriously, getting this stuff right from the get-go is going to save you from so many headaches later on.
Okay, your first smart move is something we're going to call the trailer hack. Forget buying a whole truck. Instead, build your kitchen on a trailer. Right away, bam, you've saved 4 to 5 lakhs. You also get to completely sidestep all the RTO licensing, road tax, and insurance nonsense. And the best part? You have total mobility. You can just tow your entire business to a new location whenever you feel like it. It's an absolute game changer.
Now, for your spot, forget parking illegally on some random roadside. The smart way to do it is to rent a private, commercial plot. This just wipes out almost all of those government-related hassles. And your number one priority? Parking. Lots and lots of parking. People love eating in their cars, so you have to make it super easy for them. And the cost? It's surprisingly low. We're talking 5,000 to 7,000 rupees a month in a Tier 2 city. Just make sure you get your FSSI license. That's the Food Safety Certification. It's non-negotiable.
And here's a pro tip that solves one of the biggest operational nightmares: electricity. Get yourself a prepaid electric meter. You don't need a rental agreement or anything complicated, just your auto card. You top it up just like a prepaid mobile, and if you ever decide to move your trailer, you just take the meter with you. No paperwork, no hassle. So simple.
All right, so you've got your legal stuff and your location all sorted. Now let's talk about the fun part, building the actual truck. This really boils down to 2 huge decisions: how much you're going to spend and what you're going to cook. Now, the first thing you should notice here is just how accessible this is. You do not need 50 lakhs to get in the game. You could start a basic vada pav or momo cart for as little as 50,000 rupees. A really solid multi-cuisine truck, which is what this playbook is based on, will set you back about 12 to 14 lakhs. The key is, you have to decide what you're serving from day one, because your menu is going to dictate the entire bill. So, what kind of food should you pick? Well, you've really got 2 main paths you can go down. If you want a quick, low-cost start, go with Chinese. The ticket size is small, costs are low, and pretty much everyone loves it. But if you want to build a big, sustainable business, one that brings in families, you have to go with Indian and tandoor. Because, let's be honest, no matter how many pizzas we eat, Indians will always need their roti.
And the numbers on this are actually kind of wild. A staggering 52% of all revenue comes just from the tandoor. That's more than Chinese and Indian gravies combined. And here's the kicker. The tandoor section needs the least amount of staff and resources to run. It is, without a doubt, the profit engine of the entire business.
Okay, now let's tie all of this back to your profit and loss statement. Remember that quote from the very beginning? This right here, this section, is what's going to put you in that top 10% of owners who actually get their numbers. The single most important number you have to control is your food cost, or what's known as COGS, cost of goods sold. Now, this isn't just what you pay for your vegetables and meat. It has to account for all the wastage and even theft. For Chinese food, you need to be aiming for 30 to 33%. For Indian and Mughlai, you've got to keep it under 40%. You master this number, and you are on your way to being profitable.
So where does all the cash go every month? Well, this is what a healthy business looks like. About 35% goes to your food cost. Then you've got salaries at 15%, packaging at 7%, and a really lean 5% for rent and utilities.
And that leaves a very, very healthy 38% for profit and everything else. These are the numbers you should be aiming for. And what about paying your team? Well, a full team of 6 people, 3 semi-skilled chefs, a helper, a cashier, and a service person can be hired for around 71,000 rupees a month in a Tier 2 city. And because the whole system is built around using semi-skilled labor, you don't need to pay for some expensive master chef, and you still get that all-important consistency.
So you've done it. You've launched. You're actually making money. The final piece of this puzzle is survival. How do you make sure you thrive for the long haul and outlast everybody else?
To thrive, you have to dodge these 5 business killers. Number 1, an unstable team. If you have high staff turnover, your consistency is gone. 2, a bad location, or sometimes just plain bad luck, like a road suddenly getting dug up. 3, and this is a huge one, poor cash flow management. 4, trying to run this thing as a side hustle. It needs you, the owner, there full-time. And finally, number 5, getting comfortable. The second you stop innovating is the second you start dying.
The best way to think about long-term success is the snowball effect. It starts really small. A customer tries your food for 30 rupees, and they like it. The next time, they spend 70. Then they bring their whole family and spend 500. Then they're hiring you for a party. Every single good experience, every plate of food that's consistently delicious, is like one more snowflake. Over time, they all stick together and create this unstoppable snowball of loyal customers and massive growth.
And that really brings us back to the one simple truth. The one secret ingredient that connects everything, from the 20-year soup seller to the owner who obsesses over their P&L to that snowball effect, it's consistency. Just being good, day after day, year after year. That is what separates the successful 10% from everybody else. So the real question isn't just about the business plan. It's